budgeters, and if you're new to my channel or just stopping by, hi, welcome, and thanks for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video. I'm going to be talking about Etsy, the Etsy platform, and the fees. I just thought to put this video out there so just in case anybody is considering opening up an Etsy shop, you know exactly kind of what to look forward to and just all the fees and things like that associated with Etsy. I do want to preface by saying that I am not a professional by any means. I am just a regular person just talking about my own shop that I have, and hopefully someone out there will find this video helpful. So please do not take my word as like gold, right? This is just a kind of like a starter, but you should definitely do your own research on any of the products that you want to sell and how or if you want to utilize Etsy. Okay, so first I wanted to start off just with the Etsy fees in general. Now these can be found on the Etsy platform itself, or just by a simple Google search you can find how much Etsy charges for certain things. So I just wanted to have a simple breakdown first and walk you guys through the breakdown before kind of getting into the real numbers, because today I am using real numbers from my shop in order to give you guys a visual of just how Etsy works. So first and foremost, Etsy does charge a 20-cent transaction fee or a listing fee. This is for every single item on your shop. They do charge a 20-cent fee. So whether it is a new item or if someone just purchased an item, they do charge you to re-upload that listing to your platform. They also have an expiration date. So let's say you put an item on your shop and it's just not selling the way you thought it would be. Etsy does have like X amount of months where they let the item sit on your shop, right? And if it doesn't sell, then they have to renew the listing, which then they charge another 20-cent fee. So this is not just a one and done fee. They can charge you multiple times depending how long you have the item sitting there and if no one purchases the item, or even if someone does purchase the item, they'll again charge you the 20-cent fee. Hopefully that makes sense. Then next is the transaction fee. So this is 6.5% of the total order. They don't include the taxes on there, but it is an overall amount of everything that someone has bought in your store. In that single purchase, they take 6.5% of that. Then there is a processing fee, which is 3% of the total order. So again, they're tacking on another 3% on top of the 6.5%, and then an additional 25 cents. So no matter what the overall total amount is, they will charge you the 3% and then an additional 25 cents on top of that. Now on this little box down here, I did want to highlight that Etsy is doing this new thing where if you share your link on, let's say, Instagram, YouTube, wherever, and you're bringing customers in, they will give you 4% back of your total order, excluding the taxes. So for example, right now in my description box, I do have my Etsy link. If you click on that link and then decide to buy something from my shop, it will give me 4% back of your total order because you used the link that I provided in my description. There's a specific link that Etsy provides on their platform for you to share out. And if a customer clicks on that link and then makes a purchase, you get 4% back. I think this is really nice of Etsy to do this because they charge so many fees. This is a way for you to get some of your money back. And I think this is a way for them to see that, hey, look, this person is bringing customers to our platform versus this store using our platform to have access to a whole bunch of different customers. I think that's what their thought behind this is. But either way, it's very helpful and it's nice. So yes, if you're ever shopping on Etsy, please make sure to use the direct link provided by the seller if you can, because again, that gives them a little bit money back into their own pocket. So there's that. And now I wanted to flip this over because like I said, I am using real numbers and these are numbers from my shop. So let me actually move this over here. And so the first example that I want to give is my $1.65 listing. This is for the Sanrio or Hello Kitty IOUs. It is a digital download product. I do want to preface by saying that. So let's look at that specific item first. So I sell it for $1.69 on Etsy. they will charge me the 20 cents for just putting the item onto the shop. The transaction fee is, like I said, 6.5%. So 6.5% of $1.65 is 11 cents. Then they will charge me the processing fee, which is the 3%, which is 5 cents off of $1.65. And then, like I said, they will always charge you the 25 cents regardless. So 25 cents I have to tack on that. So the overall that they're charging me for a listing that is $1.65 is 61 cents. So my take home essentially is $1.04. Now, I did say at the beginning, this listing is a digital download. So therefore there are no supplies or overhead that I have to consider for this one specific item. So my take home is actually $1.04. However, a lot of these other products that I do have on my shop are physical products, and then you have to factor in all of that in addition to the fee that's being charged by Etsy. So for example, another one that I want to look at is the $3.75. I do sell scratch and save challenges to help people save. I do list them for $3.75, and the overall total that Etsy charges me is 81 cents. So in essence, my take home is $2.94, but this is really a false number just because I'm not factoring in all the supplies that I need in order to make that physical scratch and save challenge that I then have to ship out to the customer. So technically $2.94 is not really my take home. That's just my take home from Etsy. Then I have to then do my own due diligence and create another, which I have a spreadsheet where I've broken down how much each item costs me to make, that I then factor into this, and then that will be my take home. So I just want to show you kind of the difference of two items, one that is a digital download versus one that's a physical, and how this number is not really true. This is not my profit just yet. So something to consider when you're selling on Etsy is whether you want to sell a physical product or a digital download product. Just because a physical product, you have to consider all of the overhead and all of the materials that go into making a physical item and sending it out. Okay, so now let's flip this over again. And I'm gonna bring this sheet back because on this side, I do have, like I said, an actual example of money that I've made through Etsy. Now, this is not the current month. This is not the current month of January that they've paid me out for, but like I said, this is a real example. So let's start with the total sales. My total sales started off as $338.47, but the overall fees for the month were $72.60. They also deduct shipping from your overall total sales, and that was $35.50. Now, on Etsy, you can opt to pay for marketing. I don't know why they charge me 30 cents because I have not opted in to use their marketing. I didn't want to pay an additional fee on top of what I was already paying in order for them to bring traffic to my shop. But nonetheless, they still charge me 30 cents. I'm not quite sure. But the total fees were $108.04. So I then deducted the $108.40 from the $338.40, and that left me with $230.07. Again, this would be considered my take home if they were all digital products, but they're not. And we'll get into that a little bit later. So here, I also deducted 20% for taxes. So even though, you know, this is my side hustle, right, and this is not my sole income, I still have to claim this money on my taxes. So I want to make sure that I reserve money just in case I do owe. And so I've decided to put away 20%. Now, that's just my preference. You can decide to put more, to put less. It's really up to you. I just thought 20% was a good middle ground to reserve. So at the end of the year, when I do file my taxes, hopefully, crossing my fingers, I don't owe. But if I do, I'll have that money there in order to pay it. Now, I'm hoping 20% is enough. This is my first year on Etsy. I'm not quite sure. So I'll probably have an update for you guys when I do my taxes. But I did reserve $46 and a penny from the $230 for taxes. So essentially now my take home is $184.06. And everything in red equates to $154.41. So you can see here it's almost already at half, almost half. Right away, I lose half of my take home because of all the fees and taxes. Now again, $184 is not my true take home. That is not my true profit because again, my shop has a mix of digital download items as well as physical items. So now I didn't include it in this video, but on the side, I typically go back and I look at what I sold, how many physical items I sold, because then I have to factor in additional fees, right? Like for example, the scratch and save challenge, we'll use that one again. I have to factor in the paper, the ink, the lamination sheet that I used to cover the challenge in, and also the scratch off stickers, packaging material, just all of that stuff, right? Any freebies that I want to include, I have to factor that into my price. And then I deduct that from my actual take home. And then that is truly what my profit is. So that is just a little bit of a breakdown. I hope that this helped anybody considering opening up an Etsy shop, and kind of gives you an insight as to what selling a digital item and the profit you can make from that versus a physical item. I think sharing those two is very helpful because again, you have to consider all the other things that come with the physical item. So yes, with that being said, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has shopped my Etsy shop and has used my share and save link. And even if you haven't used my share and save link and you still have shopped my shop, I just want to say a huge thank you because it is additional income at the end of the day, you know, and it is helping me out tremendously. And I just appreciate all the love and support that I have received from my Etsy shop. And if you're new to my channel, or like I said, this is the first time you're ever clicking on any of my videos, I would say, you know, check it out. It's in the link below. But anyways, I hope that this video helps somebody, and I hope it provided more clarity onto how Etsy works. And by this is by no means like bashing Etsy. They are a great platform. It's very easy to use. It's very user friendly. But you know, there are things to consider when opening up an Etsy shop and whether this is for you or not, right? Or if you want to go to a different platform. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I hope you will give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I hope you will consider subscribing. And until next time, you guys, I hope you will all take care and be well. Bye.